like I said, back to Big Bank, because there was some controversy with that song, not on the album, but with EA Sports. So Madden 19 came out recently. It was a couple of days ago. The actual day, I don't remember off the top of my head. And Big Bank is one of the songs on their track list in Madden 19. But credits to a Twitter user who actually showed it and actually put it on Twitter. I don't remember the actual name of the person who put it on Twitter, but EA like blurred out, scrubbed out, blanked out Colin Kaepernick's name on that song when Big Sean had a lyric with him. And EA went through so much fire because of that. Because, first of all, it's not the first time that they did it. They did it in Madden 18 with a different song. And, to do it 2 years in a row, that's just. I feel like the word of the day is disappointing because I'm disappointed with EA for even doing that. And the quote that they came out with, long quote, short, summarized, paraphrase, was they expressed that they didn't have licensing to have Colin Kaepernick in the game. So apparently it was miscommunicated that Colin Kaepernick wasn't supposed to be. The people at EA thought that Colin Kaepernick wasn't supposed to be in the song either, so they scrubbed it out. Now, me, like I said, this is my opinion. This is not representative of anybody else. I feel like that is a complete lie, and that's just EA trying to, save themselves from utter failure. Because just Colin Kaepernick is being blackballed by the league from just taking a knee because of police brutality. Now, if people in the NFL, fans of the NFL, say that taking a knee is disrespecting the flag and he's doing it because he's disrespecting the flag. That's not his mantra. That wasn't his motive at all in the first place. He said that he was taking a knee because of police brutality and inequalities in America, and he said that he took a knee because it was the most respectful way possible to still, show and stand up for something, but, still fight for that cause, but still be respectful. And then everybody just said, oh, he's disrespecting the flag, which disrespecting the troops, and just having this whole other plot twist that wasn't the case. And currently, 3 years after that incident, 3 years after he started, that man's is still without an NFL job because all of these NFL owners, if you don't know that all 32 teams are owned by white owners and not black owners, they're all just kind of like hands off from him because of that. Now, if you look, this isn't a sports show, but I'm just kind of going on a ramble about it. If you look at some of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now, there are quarterbacks who are complete and horrendous trash. And Colin Kaepernick has proven himself to be a high caliber backup at least. That man, he brought the 49ers to the Super Bowl in 2015. He was about 2 plays away from winning the Super Bowl, and he's still without a job. So for EA, for the past 2 years to scrub out his name in a song is disappointing. It's blasphemy. It's horrendous, and just whatever other words that I could think of on that. And on top of that too, I don't know if I brought this up last week, if it did happen last week or 2 weeks ago, but even Papa John's and how they had that whole N-word situation during the meeting. First things first, I don't see why in any way, shape, or form you would say the N-word in a business meeting. Now, there is just no excuse for that. And Papa John's, and the thing with Papa John's too, and this is what pissed me off even more, Papa John's took away their partnership from the NFL because of everything that the NFL was doing with that whole Colin Kaepernick thing, which is how this all connects somehow, some way, shape, or form. And now they having that whole N-word situation, and the whole Papa John's man been fired, but now he's suing because he was fired wrongly. Like, that just doesn't make sense at all. But hopefully, soon enough, some right and some goodness could come. And before I get into the Midnight Mix, and before I even tell you guys who our Midnight Mix is, there was one story I know last week I didn't talk about because we had to nail here and we was talking about other things. But LeBron starting his school in Akron, Ohio. Now, before I get into other things that happened because of that, let's just talk about the benefits that LeBron school has. So, for the students that go there, if their parents didn't graduate high school, they could get their GED. They got free bikes. They get free tuition to Ohio University once they graduate. They get free transportation. They get free lunch, breakfast, and snacks, and on top of other things. On top of saying that you went to LeBron school and just having that memorabilia and, all these other benefits mentally. So, and I'm pretty sure for most people, if you ask anybody their dream and their thing, more times than not is getting out the hood and either giving back to the community and getting other people out or getting their family out. LeBron has successfully did both, and LeBron, if you listen to me multiple times during my shifts, I congratulate LeBron. Not only is he one of the best players, if not the best player in basketball history, of course the best player now in current basketball, but he's a great role model. He's getting these kids, getting tuition for these kids, helping his neighborhood and helping stuff like that. And he's doing all these great things, but people still find a way to tarnish his name. And one of those people is our current president, Donald Trump. As we all know, Donald Trump is infamous for his tweets. He's probably one of the most active presidents. He is the most active president on Twitter ever, especially since Twitter now blown up. And, Donald Trump has this little niche for focusing on irrelevant news on Twitter and tweeting out things that, don't matter. And he tweeted LeBron, or not, he didn't at LeBron, but he tweeted about LeBron close to midnight, which timing-wise, I don't know why you're worried about LeBron before you lay your head to rest when you're taking care of a whole nation. But he decided to do it. He decided to tweet about LeBron, and he said, quote, LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. I like Mike. Now, first things first, we're just going to break this tweet down and discuss it before we get into our Midnight Mix. If you don't enjoy it, then change the station. I don't care right now. This is my show. I talk about what I want. Like I said, this is my opinions. First things first, I watched the interview. But even before the tweet came out, I watched the interview. And LeBron is a man with a lot of character, a lot of morals. If you don't know, LeBron was raised with a single mom. And, of course, life isn't easy when you have a single parent, and life isn't easy in Akron, Ohio. LeBron took his talents, which he's very talented with basketball, and was able to make a living off of it and able to make money off of it. Now, other basketball players don't give back, and other basketball players don't care about the community. For example, Michael Jordan, when he said, I like Mike. Michael Jordan was infamous for being soft-spoken and keeping quiet during times of political unrest, times where, he might need help the most. One of the bigger things I remember was just people dying from his basketball shoes, from his specific basketball shoes, and Jordan just kind of backed off of it and just was like, people shouldn't get it if they're dying over it, or people should give it up if they're getting robbed for it. I think that was his almost exact quote. So for Donald Trump to say, I like Mike, if you take it that deep, he's saying that he kind of likes a quiet person that has a lot of money, and that's something that Donald Trump isn't. Saying making LeBron look smart isn't easy to do. LeBron looks smart. LeBron is smart. Probably way smarter than our president. I don't care. I'm going to say this, and this is all on a recording. I'm going to say this. LeBron is probably smarter than our president. LeBron decided to use his money and actually help out little kids and help out the next generation of people that live in this country. Little kids that had the displeasure of being born and having to live through this struggle time that we have. And Don Lemon is definitely an intellectual man. His interview, spoken wise, was probably one of the better interviews that I've listened to. Don Lemon even said that he has the pleasure to interview LeBron. I think this was his second or third time, and every time that he interviews him, it's a good interview. It's one that he learns a lot from. So, and not to mention, Don Lemon is a person of color too. So for you to call two people of color dumb is not presidential like. But we still have to deal with him for another 2 years. So unless he gets impeached, but the fact that he got this far without being impeached, I don't think he's going to get impeached before the end of his first term. Hopefully in 2020 we could do a better job. Hopefully in 2020 we could vote for better people. So if you're listening to this and you're 18 or above, actually if you're 18 above right now, because I know midterms are going to come around the corner, vote for people that have common sense. And even if you're turning 18 in 2020, do your research on potential candidates and pick the right candidate that cares about everybody, not just the wealthy. But enough of that rant. We're going to get into our midnight mix. And I know last week I did say I was going to do a Jadakiss midnight mix, but I found out as I was doing Jadakiss's midnight mix, I realized that Fabulous was kind of a better person to do, and low-key I kind of do mess with Fabulous because, I don't know, there's something about New York rappers that I do like, and Fabulous does embody a New York rapper lifestyle. So we have Ludacris as our midnight mix, so make sure you keep it locked on 89.5 FM as we get to this midnight mix exclusively on What You've Been Missing.